Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to LMPay's earnings call for the final fiscal year 2024 results. I'm very happy to have with me the CEO of LMPay, Jakub Czajaste, and also Mr. Gregor Pieszczak, who's head of IR. After the presentation, Jakub will be answering your questions. Please feel free to enter them in the chat box on the lower right-hand corner of your screen. We will be recording this event, and you will be able to access it on our Research Hub probably later this afternoon. We're also covering LMPay, and I will supply you with a link to our research on Research Hub shortly, also in the chat box. Thank you so much for your interest, and I will now hand it over to you, Jakub. Please share your insights with us.
Thank you very much, Howie, for announcement. And first of all, good morning, everybody, and thank you for your coming, especially that you are in the middle of the day. So let's start some information about our figures, but before that, of course, for the investors who up till now hasn't known our company very well. So very shortly, I try to show you what's going on and what we are doing every day. So we are existing in a medical treatments world in Poland. We are financing medical treatments across all regions in Poland, and especially after the last equity forum, that many investors didn't know what it means, that embedded finance across the healthcare. So I just wanna answer for that, because this embedded means that we are existing inside the clinics, and we've got it means that every clinic has got own panel to payment. So it means that we are working in offline, not in online. And as you can see, that I add insurance, because 3 weeks ago we start, as I promised before, our new product, which is financing cars insurances. We are existing in a niche. As you know, we've got a really scalability potential. We employ today more than 60 persons in our company, and very important information about our company is that more than 30% our clients returning to us. So it means always the same, that our product and services must be friendly and clear enough for the clients. Our business is quite simple, because as you know from our last presentations, we offer some kind of a bridge between clinics and patients. Clinics would have more businesses and bigger merge, and in medical services, and the clients has got an easy and quick financing solutions. And of course, we start to care about the car drivers with a new insurance product too. On the left side in the corner, you can see that as the line of our numbers of loans and every month, it's going rise from years to years. When it started in 2010, it was less than 500. And 2024, we've got every month more than 4,000 new customers. I can tell you that today it's more than 5,000 every month. I mean about 2025. Here we've got a figures. Here we've got you can see a figures about numbers of loans its value and default rates. In 2024, we have crossed the barrier 100 million zlotys in a loan value, and I will not hide it, of course. Then I go to the shop and buy some cake because it's a very important figures for us. My expectation about numbers of a new contracts is 2025 is a minimum 61,000. Today we've got almost or even today more than 5,000 new loans in a month, so it should be done quite easy in 2025. And here you can see that our default rates, it's still less than 3%, and our expectation in the last months of 2025, something about 2.5, 2.6. So we will see in the fourth quarter. I can tell you a little bit more. Here we've got some reason why our system is useful, because mostly we've got two reasons. Long lines to specialists and treatments, and the second is a range of treatments. And two, unfortunately, very well-known reason as a problem in a public medical system in Poland. And this slide is together with this slide, because according to the slides number 5, I can see a bright future about our business, because growth rate indicator is not expected to slow down in the coming years. So I hope it will be useful for our business and our valuation. As you remember, we offer two types of products, MediPay, and on the other side, it's called today Secure Pay when we are talking about the insurance. And the second one is Medirate, and average amount is in Medirate is 6,100 zlotys, so it means something about 1,500 euro. And here we've got a bigger risk, longer analysis, and longer decisions. And our main product is, of course, Medirate or Secure Pay. It depends where we offer this product. And of course, MediPay is a small ticket. Average amount is less than 500 euro. It's a fully automatically. And of course, here is our main focusing, because the merge and the risk here is absolutely the best. While last equity forum, it was very often questioned about our gross merge. So here is the data which I promised. So an average amount in MediPay is 540 euro. Then our fee and interest charges is something about 120 euro. Average duration amounts today it's 11 months, and our gross merge is at 25%, and in the Medirate is a little bit less because it's 23. It was quite important. And of course, I would like to mark that, as you can see in our announcement in the last 2 days, we signed down the agreement, the term sheet with a new global bank. So we are going to cut down very much our cost, our financial costs. So then it will be this gross merge. It will be more useful for our business. Some information about our scoring model. We use internal and external data. Very important is scored our business partner. I mean the clinics. It's so useful as a part of our scoring algorithm. So it's of course very important to check every patient's, every client's, but at the same level importance is to check our clinics. As I tell you a few slides before, on the 24th June, we launched our new product line called SecurePay. I think that in the fourth quarter, I would like to announce a little bit more about figures in this project. Nevertheless, the market is so huge in Poland, and we hope that it will be some kind of bullseye if we are talking about our rising revenue in the near future. We've got a lot of cars in Poland, and today active policies is almost 30 million items. So here we've got a lot to do with buy now, pay later car insurances. And these slides, I just want to pay attention about our revenue this year, because here we've got a comparing first quarter 24 to first quarter 25. So as you can see, in the first quarter we've got a 7.2 million Polish zlotys. So even if we did not see any growth during the year, we would still achieve a 30 million Polish zlotys in revenue. But this is important. We always see the highest revenue, especially in the end of the year, especially in the last 4-5 months from September, especially. So it never happened that we didn't rise in the last month. So that's why my expectation in this year is between 32 to 42 millions of revenue. But it depends on our insurance project, I think. Our customers acquisitions, it's 1,000 more. If we compare first to first, year to year, first quarter to first quarter 25, recurring customers share, it's almost the same. But the most important is that it's still more than 30%. And our EBIT in the first quarter is almost the same too. So this is all the figures one I showed you in the last meeting, but today it's audited. And here's the figures what I showed you a few months ago too, but as I tell you before, that it's audited. This data is audited this time. Some customer acquisitions, we've got more than 5,000 more clients. Our revenue rise almost 30% year to year, so it's quite nice. Unfortunately, we didn't launch our Visa card in 2024, so I wanted to make a little bit more revenue, but it wasn't so easy, and this is a long story about why it hasn't been launched before. It's recurring customers, and it's very similar that quarter to quarter, because it's the same figures, still something about 30%. But of course, our EBIT it's much bigger because in 2023 we've got as you remember, three very big cost ones. So that's why our EBIT wasn't similar to zero. So in 2024 it was 7 million Polish zlotys, 1.6 million euro. our financial strength with capital and our light structure, as you know. So our total assets today, it's 141 million. Our long-term liabilities is 61 million, and our equity is almost 40 million zlotys, means a little bit more than 9 million euro. And here is our guidance. I know that's most important information for investors. So we talked about it a long time with our CFO, Sławek Bielec, what we should show you here. And I think it's quite enough. So I think your expectation is not with so big spread, but I need to make some spread if we are talking about the revenue and loan volume, because it's everything. It depends on how deeply we want to develop our insurance business in 2025. As you know, we started 3 weeks ago. It looks very well, but we need to make some examination about the risk. So that's why we don't want to be so hurry, because it would be not so healthy for the company. So we will see. We decided in the next 2 months how fast we want to grow up in this business. So about the loan volume, it will be minimum 130 million, but rather expected it's a 150, 160. About our revenue, if we stop growing up today, it will be minimum 31, 30, 32 millions, because after first quarter we've got a more than 7 million euro revenue. So our real expectation is about 35, 36 million revenue. But if we launch a little bit faster our insurance business, it could be even 10 million euros. So it means a 42 million zlotys of revenue. And our expectation of EBIT is minimum the same, to compare the last year, but rather and more realistic is 12. It's a 12 million zlotys this year. And this is our main steps this year to do. So of course it's one of the products is launched already, and one of the products will launch. And first of all, we'd like to reduce our intra-group loan between Medical Finance Group and LMP. It's very important. And as you remember, I told you before that our supervisory boards decided that we can sell some shares of LMP, and all money from this transaction will goes back to LMP. So our financial standing will be much better then. But from the other side, in a term sheet, we've got the conditions that we need to do it in the next 2 years. So it's a very good information for us, because we are not to be so rash. We don't have to be so rash. So it's nice. This year we've got expectations debt cost reductions, because we want to start our cooperation with new financial partners from September. So of course in this year, in the fourth quarter, we will show quite nice, but the main great expectation is all 2026, I mean next year. And of course we are still focusing on revenue and top profit partners cooperations. It's very, very important. And I would tell you something about our announcement from last Monday. As you can read, LMP signed a term sheet with one of the biggest bank group in Europe and in the world too. We've got a very good conditions, which would really help to cut financial costs, minimum for rather 5%. So it's a lot because it will be a 4 to 6 million zlotys in a net profit more. We are just after due diligence. Actually, we implement connection between our new financial partner, and at the same time, rewarding the agreement between us as a continue detailed descriptions of the term sheet. I would like to tell you something about our Romanian project. We have fulfilled all formal requirements and should have received our license something about 2 months ago. And this is a bit strange for us, a little bit weird, but apparently this is how things work in Romania. Actually, our Romanian lawyers are putting a lot of pressure on the National Bank of Romania, because absolutely it doesn't make sense why they didn't want to get our license, because we do everything what we should have done. So we can only wait. But I talked with my friends in Romania, and they told me that it's Jacob, don't worry, it's quite normal here. So we need to wait. And something about visa project. We launched it a few weeks ago, so it's launched. Unfortunately, on the 25th June, a new regulation, it means app accessibility. So this is a new regulation, which is why our IT department is working on implementing new rules that we were required to comply with before the mass distribution our products. So my real expectation today to launch in more scale is September. It's a September this year. So it's I think that's all information on what I get prepared for you. So if you've got any questions, I'm absolutely open to answer if I can, of course. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Looks like you have a lot of projects in the pipeline in the rollout phase already. So a lot of growth, top line potentially. It looks like the cooperation with your new bank that might come to fruition during the course of the next 2 quarters could also take out a lot of costs. Can you maybe just give us an idea? You said it might take out 5 to 6 million zloty on the interest side, if I'm correct. How much are you currently having as interest expense, just to give a ballpark idea of what we're talking about?
Today we've got something average costs us our finances average 15%. So it's a lot. So we just want to go to less than 10% in the next year. Okay. Of course, average cost this year will be still higher, because I hope we started in September with new financial partner. But we can see in the near future, I mean about 2026, much better figures if you are talking about the special line in our statements about the costs of financing.
Great. You talked about the insurance related business and growth opportunities there. You used the example of car insurance. Is that already rolled out, and how meaningful do you think this will be over the course of the year, and when do you think it will have a real meaningful contribution to the overall business?
Well, I don't want to talk about it a lot, but of course I understand that I should, but because it's very fresh, we launched it in 24 with the biggest broker in Poland. So today we've got some exploitations field in IT between the biggest broker and us. In the next line, because up till now, I have talked with two big insurance companies in Poland, and I have talked with 6 a little bit smaller brokers than Cuk Ubezpieczenia. This is the biggest one. I have talked about our cooperations, but the most important for me, it's the risk here. Of course, we get data from another country where we show similar products, but we need to touch it here in a Polish field. So after that, I think it will be in the 2 months, we can decide that how scale and how quick we want to build. So of course it shows very well. It shows very nice because it is really scalable. But we need to see always for the risk, because it's it's not so good that you sell a lot of products with a big risk. It doesn't make sense. So if in the next 2-3 months we will be sure that it works and the risk is acceptable, then we in 100% decide to grow up this line.
Great. So IT integration is an issue in the insurance activities, or how would you describe that?
Once again, because I got some, I didn't hear.
Is the IT integration of those different businesses, is that challenging for you?
Oh, it's a quite big challenging, because Cuk Ubezpieczenia has got more than 3,000 agents across the Poland, and we integrate with their main system. So we don't have 2 other systems. So yes, today I can say that even every day we've got some small issue to fix. So it's quite hard to make it, but in a 99% we have done it, and I think even in a Cuk Ubezpieczenia in the next 2-3 weeks we can make a bigger scale in only this bigger broker in Poland.
All right. Before I come to the next question, in case anybody among the listeners and viewers should have questions, please feel free to enter them in our chat box and we'll pick them up and discuss them with Jakob and Gregor. Let me come to the next question, and that's another growth project of yours, which seems very promising, and that's the rollout in Romania. Do you foresee any risks regarding credit risks in Romania? Because obviously you've established yourself very well in the Polish market. You know the Polish market. You know the scoring of potential customers in the Polish market. Do you think that this is one-to-one transferable to Romania, or do you expect initially loss rates to be higher, or maybe even significantly higher until you've fine-tuned your model to the Romanian
We've got our expectation is the same like in Poland. Maybe it's 1 or 2% more risky. We will see, but it's really similar market. It's really similar value of the market when we compare per capita spending money for dentistry, for example. But I'm just laughing a little bit because tomorrow we've got a meeting with a credit score company which comes from Poland and making a scoring market in Romania.
Okay.
So we will see what's going on in this case, because it's really great, because it's very well practiced partner in Romania. Of course, we've got our own data, but it's very interesting for us to have a partnership with a company who are existing in a Romanian market for the last 10 years, has got a big picture of their risk management in this country. So we will see. But the expectation is absolutely the same like in Poland. But the condition is that we are in and we've got a still embedded system. This is first of all, and we are talking about only medical treatments, not for cash, because in the cash markets are quite different than in Poland if we compare to Romania and Poland.
Understood. Unless we have additional questions that will come up, I will now come to the last question, which is looking, I see that there's another one coming up. Let me take this one first. Looking at your different business units, you've talked about Medirati and Medipay and the different loan volumes and durations of loans. How does that compare to cash loans, looking at duration in month? Is it longer, shorter?
That's why I marked it. The most important is our Medipay product, because the amount is smaller and we can use the money many times in a year, because average time in Medipay it's 11 months, but more than 50% the numbers of the agreements in less than 6 months. So it means it's 3 and 4 months. So if I lend you money for 3 months, I can do it 4 times in a year. So it's a very well cash loan facility, let's say. So yes, that's our focus. That's why, of course, we need to have a longer period. It's important, but absolutely we are focusing, as quicker as better, as quicker as better merge, as quicker as better risk. So that's why, like recently, I tell you that it is quite a big challenge to have 10,000 customers every month, but this is our target, and we are going in this way. Of course, we can exchange it every time to make a business with a longer term, but it's a quite different business and more risky. So today, especially with our new financial partner, we decided to go in this way, as shorter as better.
Thank you. Obviously, the new refinancing partner that you're currently grinding the agreement with has sparked a lot of interest. One question is related, and you have described it really well, as one of the global players in this field. And of course, the question that comes is, can you specify this with a name, or are you in a non-disclosure agreement yet?
I think yes, I can do it. It's one bank of the UniCredit group.
Okay, great. And you spoke about your risk gauging partner that you're using for Romania, which is in Poland. Can you specify your relationship with that partner a little bit more granularly, i.e. the risk scoring that you're doing is somewhat proprietary, I assume. What is your Polish partner contributing, and how is that relationship governed?
And as I tell you before, that we've got a very important meeting tomorrow, because we just know to each other 2 weeks ago, because we didn't know that that's kind of company exists before.
All right.
And we know some operator in Romania up till now, but suddenly we knew that some guy from Poland who existing then 10 years has got one of the best scoring company in Romania. So so now I can tell you more details. I think in the next meeting I will.
Okay, so
I
more of
can
an,
do it. Or maybe Grzegorz Pieszak know a little bit more about it, because up till now mostly Grzegorz talked with this company.
Yes, I know the company from several years. The company has been doing credit risk assessment and preparing models for several market players. They not only focus on loan companies, but also they are active in banking area. So it's a good choice, I think. However, we are at the early stage. of tox, and we'll see how it will behave. We hope we will be able to model our risk in Romania with this vendor. But we also know many vendors in Romania which got good experience on the local market. There are 4 years there. They know the credit bureau data, very deep knowledge. So we will choose the best partner, of course.
Great. Last and final question regarding the financing partner. You would probably have no currency exposure since it is a UniCredit partner. The refinancing would be done in zloty and not in another currency, correct?
Oh, it's what is, it will be currency.
Okay.
So it's very practically for us.
Super.
Yep.
I have no further questions. I'm very excited to keep an eye on the development of your company, especially over the next 2 quarters. I think a lot of things will happen. Please keep us posted. And of course, we're thrilled to have you back here in a quarter or maybe 2 quarters to report on your new developments. I would thank you very much, Jakub and Gregor, for taking the time to guide us through your results and the outlook for the remainder of the year. And of course, I thank everybody else for participating in this call, for your great questions, and I wish you all a great and productive afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your
Thank you very
comment.
much.
Thank you.